And welcome back. Hour number 2, straight up 9 o'clock here at our Brenham Studios here at Typo Radio. You're listening to The Zone every Wednesday night starting at 8 p.m. Hey, my email is Kenny, KENNIE.long@typo.com. Follow me on Twitter at Typo Radio or my Twitter page at Kenny Long Radio. Kenny is spelled again KENNIE. Some people get that wrong. It is KENNIE. It's a little bit different. Everybody's used to KENNY. I don't use the Y. I go with IE. It's always been that way since I was a kid. Really stupid story over it. If you ever talk to me in person, maybe I'll tell you. You can ask me, I'll tell you what the story is. But it's KENNIE on those things. So you can follow me on Twitter at Typo Radio or at Kenny Long Radio. You can follow the Instagram account at Typo Radio. That's where we start the postings of all the Typo Radio Player of the Game awards. And we had some great award winners this past weekend in the second round of the playoffs. As you probably have seen them post, I saw a lot of people liking the posts as I put them up there. Trying to make sure that everybody gets recognized. We kind of got behind a few weeks between being just extremely busy running around doing football games. I know I messed up on one of them, and I finally got it corrected properly. Division I Juniors, it was that last weekend of the regular season against the Predators. Judson Junior Rockets beat the Predators 19-0. The player of the game sponsored by Rock Solid was the Junior Rockets number 22, Levi Dashnia. A lot of nicknames coming out from him that I've seen. But fantastic young man as he played a heck of a football game that day. Some of the other players from last weekend, let's see, we had the New Era Indians that did a great job. Indians number 24, Maddox Salazar, was the player of the game sponsored by Rock Solid. For the Atascosa Aggies, we had number 14, Franz Stein, for the rookie squad, as he put up some great numbers. It's a great job of football game. He's a big kid, even for a rookie size. He is a big kid. But when you look at the name Franz Stein, it kind of gives you an idea where his lineage comes from, and they're all pretty big people. So kind of Viking looking as he plays that football game. In the Division II Juniors, the Bulldogs defeating the Lubbock Texans 24-14. In the juniors, the player of the game for the Bulldogs was number 2, Luis Buenteo. He had a great game. And then we'll touch on the rest of them here from that day. There were 5 games that day. For the Division II Tikes game, the Bulldogs taking on the Cibolo Spartans. Bulldogs pull it off 19-13. Player of the game, sponsored by Rock Solid, was the Bulldogs number 1, Leonardo Buenteo. So the Buenteo brothers taking home a pair of awards. They have both had a great game. And in that flag game, I tell you what, I know a lot of times the offensive player usually gets the award, but every once in a while I find a defensive player that does a great job. We did it the first week of the playoffs, and we did it here in the second week of the playoffs. And I tell you what, the Aggies defeated the New Era Indians 21-0 in large part defensively by this young lady, number 16 for the Atascosa Aggies, Avery Fernandez. She was a beast on defense, busting into the backfield. She had several flag pulls in the backfield, and then had one where she chased down the runner and actually was headed for a touchdown, and she managed to snatch the flag as he started to turn the corner and head down the sidelines. So a great job by this young lady, Avery Fernandez, at the flag level, Division II. She won the Typo Radio Player of the Game award sponsored by Rock Solid. So those are the ones that we've gone through that went through the day. A fantastic week of the playoffs. And we're glad to move on to the quarterfinals. Number to call, 979-353-4421. That's the number here at Typo Radio, 979-353-4421. If you want to throw in a shout out to your team or if you want to debate one of my picks, whatever you want to do, I'm not scared. I come on this radio show every week and I voice my opinion. I put it out there. I voice it. I don't hide it. I don't hide behind a keyboard. I don't just text or message. I'll flat out tell you. I'll flat out get right with it. Hi, Typhoon Radio. Who's this?
Alex.
Alex, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. What can I do for you?
I was going to go over some thoughts for the weekend.
Okay, so what are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for everything you do on the show itself. You do a fantastic job. I wanted to touch on your predictions. I wish people wouldn't take it so personal. Your predictions are just what they are, predictions. They're guesses, they're wishes. So people need to not take that so personal. It's just an exciting time coming down to the quarterfinals, Kenny. There's still a lot of great teams left. A lot of action to be played, a lot of good football to be played, and I just want to wish all the kids and coaches out there that are still alive in their teams and organizations such a great time this weekend. And remember, it's all about the kids.
Well, absolutely, and I think one of the things that I touch on when it comes to this is I like this part of the playoffs. I mean, the first round, second rounds, they're great. You get some great games, but it really kind of starts to weed out the teams that belong in the playoffs in the hunt for the championship. You got teams all the way from number one teams that have been knocked out already in the first round, and you got 16th ranked teams that are still hanging in there, and that's the beauty of it. And that really shows that it doesn't matter whether you get into the playoffs undefeated or you get in barely on a 4-4 bubble team and you make the playoffs. You get down to the quarterfinals and you belong there. You've gotten through 2 rounds of the playoffs after getting into the round, and here you are. It's just exciting. It could go either way.
It's that saying that any given Sunday, but kids check in and check out all the time. In every game, you have your kids that are give it 100% all the time, but anything can happen on these types of games, especially deep in the runs. You'll see things that you haven't seen, but I'm just really thankful for everything you do for Typhoon Kenny, and I want to wish you a great time this weekend, and we look forward to next week's show.
All right, well, thank you, Alex, for calling in. Thanks for the compliments. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, 979-353-4421. That's the number to call if you want to give your comments, thoughts on my predictions, or I just want to give a shout out to your team. By all means, give us a call. All right, so Division II rookies. We take a look at here. The second round, you had the San Antonio Junior Hurricanes taking on the Pflugerville Hawks. Hurricanes win 44-6 to move on to the quarterfinals. They face the San Antonio Junior Mustangs, who took care of the Junior Falcons by a score of 19-6. And this one, I'm kind of going out on a limb. I've seen the Junior Mustangs. I haven't seen the Junior Hurricanes, and I usually like to respect the first round pick, the number one seed going into these things. But I'm looking at an upset here. I think the Junior Mustangs just might pull this out. I could be wrong, and most likely will be wrong. But when I look at this, that's what I see. First round, I was 12-4 on my picks. I was 6-2 this last round. So not a bad job on my predictions on this one. So we'll see how it turns out as we head into the quarterfinals. But I'm going with the Junior Mustangs over the San Antonio Junior Hurricanes. On the other side, you've got the Atascosa Aggies, who defeated the Lubbock Red Raiders 47-6. New Era Indians facing the Lubbock Texans. They win 20-6. Aggies coming in ranked number 7. The Indians come in ranked number 3 in this game. Tough game against the Lubbock Texans. It was a nice game. They win 20-6. They move on. Aggies had no problems with the Lubbock Red Raiders. It's a very good Aggies team they've got there. But again, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to go with the the New Era Indians. I'm going to take the Indians. They looked really good, nice and strong, well coached, and I tell you what a backing from their support fans, their parents, family, you name it, they were all out there. We played. They had me piped in, and we're going to do it probably again this week as well. They had me piped in to the stadium speakers. They actually wanted the broadcast over the speakers, which I I get weary about because some of these coaches get really serious. And I do a play-by-play. And sometimes that play-by-play identifies things before it happens because I see it. I've been doing football for a while, and I'll see something coming. I'll see it coming. So I'll call it out. All of a sudden, the coaches turn around looking at me like I just exposed them. Well, I'm sorry. If that's what they want, that's what I'm going to give them. And I know the Bulldogs did a great job notifying the coaches that this was happening and that was going to happen, and they couldn't get mad about it. And it worked out pretty well. So we'll probably end up doing it again this week out of Somerset. We'll pipe into the stadium. So everybody sitting in the stadium will also hear the radio broadcast of my play-by-play description of what's going on. But I played the Florida State War Chant for the New Era Indians. And I'll tell you what, they had the stands pretty full there, and they definitely had the noise. I'm sure you could hear it while it was on there as well. They definitely brought the noise on that. So we'll do that again this week out there in Somerset. We'll see how that goes. Hi, Typer Radio. Who's this?
It's Tavar Watson, Kenny Long.
Tavar, how's it going with the Hamilton Park Bobcats? How are things going over there?
Man, it's going good, baby. We in the Final Four. It look like
you in the hunt.
What? No, what's that? Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight.
Yeah, the Elite Eight, man. I'm just calling, get them boys a shout out, man. Them Hamilton Park Bobcat Tykes, man. Coach Ben doing this thing over there, man. We love Typer, baby. Dallas getting bigger, man.
Now, when I look at that game you guys got coming up against the Central Houston Titans, I'm sure you've taken a look at some things with them. What are you guys prepared for that kind of battle there? Can you hear me?
Man, I haven't seen them play. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Kenny?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. We haven't seen them play. But I mean, like I tell my team, man, because I coach the defense for the Tykes, and Coach Ben is our head coach. But we tell the teams, man, there's no sorry teams in the playoffs, man. So we're deep in the playoffs now. So we know that the Central Houston Titans, they have to be good in order to be where they're at as of right now, and we can't take them lightly. Because I think they've only lost one game.
Yeah, I think they come in with only one loss. They're ranked number 6. You guys come in ranked number 2 against them. They had a tough, not a tough game, but a decent game against the ATX Wildcats, 22-12. You guys blanked the PSJ Wildcats by 45. So when you guys, if you get past the Titans here, you're looking at possibly facing a team that you faced before, and that's the Bell County Patriots. I've predicted the Patriots to beat the Southside Cowboys. I'm already catching a little bit of heck here in the chat box over it. But that's a pretty good team over there. Tell them about the Patriots.
Hey, the Patriots, man. Hey, I give my hats off to the Patriots, man. I think the first time we played the Patriots, I think we beat them by 2 touchdowns. But a shout out to their coaching staff and their players, man, because we played them again. And the adjustments and everything were made. I think we beat them 7-6 the last time, and it was a tough game, 7-6. So we don't have a rivalry. We have pretty much some respect because you, Kenny Long, picked them to beat us when we were like the number 3 seed last year, and they knocked us out in the second round of the playoffs. So they beat us then, and then we beat them this year. So I was just telling our coaches, we were just discussing it coming back last week, and I was like, man, I really don't want to see those Patriots again, man.
Well, DJ,
I really do. Hey, they're a good squad, man. My hat is off to the Bell County Patriots, man.
Well, D. Jenkins has promised that these Bell County Patriots are coming.
I believe him, man. Hey, I hope not. No, I'm just playing, man. I won't. No, they're from our chapter, man. So we want us or either them representing in the Super Bowl or in that state championship, man.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, Tavar, and good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it, Kenny Long.
All right, no problem. All right, so the other side of the bracket for Division II rookies, you got the Fresno Gators taking on the Southside Cowboys. Cowboys come in defeating that rookie Patriots team 13-0, and the Fresno Gators defeated the Desperados by a score of 32-0. I'm going to go with the Fresno Gators on this one.